Earlier today, I was watching a movie on Dubai 1 and it was Paddington 2. I think it was a 2017 movie, but I was seeing it today. And the scene is in a prison, and one of the chefs, who's a prisoner, was coming up with a new recipe, a marmalade recipe. And so once they had created the recipe, of course, they have to serve it to fellow prisoners. And inside the kitchen, he was actually just thinking all the negative thoughts he could think about, like it's a failed recipe, that it will not work out, it will not do anything, like nothing will come out. The chef is called Knuckles. And then this beautiful bear, who's Paddington, goes out and sees what's happening there and decides to come to the kitchen and pick Knuckles, the chef, like, please come. And the guy's like, oh, they're saying it's bad. I know, like I'm summarizing, so you go watch it. I'm not saying the right words as to how he really said, but he's like, oh, I know it's bad. I know it's horrible. Oh, then the bear says, no, come with me. Let's go and see. So they go outside, and surprise, surprise, everyone is enjoying the meal, like literally enjoying the meal. So, what happened to the chef? That's exactly what we want to discuss today, because a lot of us are just like Chef Knuckles. We most times beat ourselves so many times. So, how are we going to do that today? We're going to come up with ways on how to stop negative thinking and the cycles of negative thinking in 3 simple steps. And remember, the whole of this month we've been talking about that a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality. So today, in case you're trying to see how can I handle my thoughts anytime I'm getting anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, we're going to use a framework, and that is catch it, check it, change it. This is a cognitive behavioral therapy framework that is used by NHS and other behavioral experts. And how do we use this? Let's remember last week. Last week, we spoke about labeling our thoughts. That anytime a guest comes into your mind, you have to check, is it for good or bad? So, for example, if I feel anxiety, I should be able to label it and say, I can see you. That's anxiety. And why are you coming in? You have to make a decision whether it needs to stay, or if it's not bringing any good results, if it's going to make you frustrated, it's going to make you sick, it's going to make you sad, it needs to leave. Now, to build up on that, we are going to now use the first framework, which is catch it. So we start catching those thoughts. Okay. And how do we catch them? We inspect. Anytime you start feeling your moods are dropping, every time you're starting to feel uh, something is not right, you need to check what type of thought is inside there. One way you can check that is like it could be a catastrophe. This is where we expect the absolute worst possible outcome of a situation. Have you ever seen someone who's just saying, I mean, all of us have actually, that, hey, I know, that's it. That thing is bad. It's bad. It's bad. Like you're already feeling like it's bad. And you've already concluded in your mind that the outcome is really, really horrible. It could be also the second version, could be the filter. This is, if you remember the chef, he was just staring at the table, okay, you've not watched the movie. Let me explain. He was just staring at the pot, and he was just feeling like, oh my God, I'm such a bad chef. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to cook. So most times, sometimes we focus on the 99 or 90% bad, forgetting to look at the 10% that is good. We only see everything is bad. So that thing, like we focus, no, sorry, we focus on the 10% that is bad instead of the 90% that is good. And that's why we need to change our concept. And thirdly, we have the black and white, where you don't have a middle ground. You just feel like things are either on the extreme of the other side. And that is also not good, because most time it will make you feel that you're a failure when it goes to one side more than the other. If it goes to too white or too black, you're just feeling like, oh my God, I feel like a failure. Or it could be the finger pointing, where we always feel like we can't do anything right. We can't do anything. Like you're always feeling like the negative situation is because of you. Remember the chef? He didn't burn the kitchen down. He served the food, but immediately, instead of just waiting to see the reaction or the feedback, to wait for the feedback, he started blaming himself. He started saying, oh my God, I'm such a failure. I'm such a this. I'm such a this. How many of us have been in such a situation? How many of us point inwardly towards ourselves to feel like we are incapable? We are not the best version of what people should see. How many of us do that? So we've now we've already tried to catch the thought. Now we try to check it. This is where we do the stress test to see, is it the right thing that we need to think about or not. You catch it and then identify the trap. Don't just accept it as the truth. Remember our Paddington, the bear? He literally opened the kitchen door and did the stress test himself by checking how are the people behaving when they were trying out that marmalade recipe. So we need to ask ourselves every time that kind of a thought comes in, what is the actual objective or evidence of this thought? Okay. Then look at it from a different way. Are there other possible ways of looking at this solution situation? Like maybe I'm looking at it from this point of view. What if I look at it from this point of view? And ask yourself as well, if a friend of mine had come in and is asking me for advice, how will I respond to them? Will I say that, hey, this food is really bad, or you shouldn't have done this? Or will they try to give me an idea, or will I also try to give them an idea of a solution? Like how the bear came in and helped the chef to see a different side of the story. The chef is busy feeling like he's a failure, but he's telling him, no, come, let me show you. So if any of those three are giving you a different perspective, then that shows that this problem was not really as bad as you thought it was. So now we've already checked it. So now we change it. If we've known and we've tried to see where the problem is, we try to change it from a negative point to a positive scenario. For example, it could be something like, I can't handle this. That's okay. You just say, this is a tough hour, like it's really late, but I'm prepared and I have the tools. I'll do my best. Oh, this is too difficult. You'll be like, yeah, I know it's difficult. However, I've handled worse scenarios like this before, and I know that this too I'll come to manage and it will come to pass to be a better deal than the way it was before. Now, let me give you a real life problem that happened to see how I managed to use the same situation in my own real life scenarios. I had webinar on Zoom, and I've done it several times, so it's not something that I'm a stranger to. But guess what happened to me? A glitch happened. And suddenly, I, who's supposed to be the host, could not be seen. I couldn't even, actually, it threw me out. And suddenly now I have people waiting. I can't allow them in. I can't see my slides. I can't see nothing. So I tried one or two times to come in and out again just to see where the problem was. It just couldn't. So what happened to me? I started feeling the panic attack. I have people who are waiting for me. I'd already reminded them, and everything is now, today is the D day, and suddenly here I am, stuck. If I even started thinking, oh my God, what kind of a host am I? How can I be so useless that I cannot even access my own Zoom meeting? But that's where the whole thing comes in. I have to catch it and label it. So I stopped labeling the panic And the way I was catastrophizing the whole thing and making myself feel like I'm such a failure, and finger pointing as well, because I started feeling like I'm a useless or horrible host if people are waiting for me. And time is running because it's a 40 minutes, and I was starting at 11. Here I am 11:10. I've not even started. But when I start thinking, oh, this is a disaster, my 30 years experience, what will people think, that I cannot handle these meetings? I had to check it. So I put it on the workbench and I was like, did I intentionally cause this? No. Is my whole career defined by this? No. And if a friend of mine were to ask me, they will tell me. And that's what one of them, Alice, sent me a message. And she was like, B, we understand. This is beyond you. Sometimes these things happen. It's a machine. Technical hitches can happen. So you see, at least this gave me hope. And I was like, no problem. I'm going to change it and be like, technological things happen. It was unpredictable. It was not planned. But I'll calmly cool myself down, send a new link, and request the people to join in again. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up having them all join in, and we were able to have a beautiful time. And that session on Chaka Chaka, I got some very good feedback from friends and people who joined in who said that they actually learned a lot from different parts of the world. So you see, I was able to catch it, check it, and change it. Sometimes it could also be something maybe from work. You are given a project to do, and then the moment you turn it in, um, you get some critical feedback. And when you get that, you just start feeling sick. And the next thing you know, you start feeling like, oh my God, they hated it. I'm terrible at this job. What are you doing? You need to catch it, label it, because that could be a black and white, it could be a filter, it could be a finger pointing. So check, what are you doing to yourself? You are currently filtering out all your past successes and focusing on only one critique that you've gotten. Then check it. Review, just the same way the chef had to review the moment he opened that kitchen door. Look at the evidence. Is it true that everyone hated the project? Is it true that the project was a fail? Or is it just one critique, which could be a constructive feedback? Or do I actually have records of success in me? Have I done good projects before and they succeeded? And if yes, what is just that one critique? Is it something that will make me feel like I was actually a failure? Absolutely not. Now we go to the next thing, which is now to change it. So, how do you do that? You go ahead and say, one piece of feedback does not cancel my capability. It does not cancel who I am. I'll take it as a constructive feedback and work on improving whatever I need to improve on. But overall, I feel I did a very good job on this project. Simple. Now, as we start closing down, I want us to do something. As we wind down, I want us to think about something. I want you to be a thought detective. You can create some timings for yourself, like maybe around lunchtime, maybe around 4, and also before you go to sleep. Review, what kind of thoughts have you allowed today? And then how can you change them? Also, don't allow a single heavy emotion pass through without putting it through the 3 C's. Catch it, check it, and change it. And as we sign off, I'm gonna want you to take a piece of paper and write the following down. And we're gonna call it like the blueprint ledger. So just draw, like you're going to see on my screen right now, 4 columns across the page. In the first column, write catch and label. This is where you're going to write down the raw emotions. Okay. The second one will be in column 2, write the trap. Is it a catastrophe? Is it a filter? Is it a black and white? Or is it a finger point? Okay. In the third column, write the stress test. Write the actual real world evidence. And then in the fourth column, write the new blueprint. Redraft that thought into an accurate strategy. Okay? So keep this note next to you so that you can be able to start writing down to understand your flow of thoughts. It's crucial for you to do that to ensure that you know and get to know your patterns as to what triggers you each time you find yourself going any negative side. I hope today we've learned something. And remember, once again, to take advantage of the new blueprints that we've created. Have a blessed one.